Hello, tiny creatures of the universe. Yes, today we are in the bloody range again. Koala Bean is sick, so please bear with me. I don't want to be playing Apex when I'm sick. This is the worst thing ever. In this video, I'm not going to tell you to copy my settings or do anything like that. I'm genuinely going to give you 3 different types of settings that will work based off your playstyle. So depending on how you play, you may want to choose setting 1 or setting 2 or setting 3. Each will be different in their own regard, and I will explain why each of them are different as we go along. So setting number 1. So starting off with my settings, I play on 4-3 linear with a look dead zone of small. Now 4-3 linear is basically the equivalent of maybe 5-4 on classic, okay? Now 4-3 linear is for the close range player. It's just that simple. It's for the close range player, someone who likes being up close, someone who likes hip firing a lot, because you have micro adjustments and you can do those micro adjustments when people are tap strafing around you. It doesn't matter, okay? And because it's such a low sense, you're going to have better aim assist. You're going to have more aim assist, so it's just genuinely going to be easier for you to beam people, which just gives you a huge advantage. Like, what's the point not playing with your advantages? You know what I'm saying? If you're playing on a controller, why go on a super high sense, which is going to give you less aim assist? Most of your fights up close are going to be hip fires, believe it or not. Okay, you're never really going to be aiming in, because look how slow it is. It's so slow, okay? You're never really going to be aiming in unless they're kind of at a distance, which is why I love hip firing, because it just feels so natural. Now, before we move on with this video, I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, because without sponsors, without anything like that, I genuinely wouldn't be able to be doing this for a living. So let's quickly get into that, and then we will carry on with the other 2 settings. Before we carry on with the video, I want to talk to you about a beautiful mobile game, and I'm not even joking, it is beautiful. It's a game called Hero Wars. So Hero Wars is an online RPG. It has so many different modes. You can choose to go up against real players, or you can choose to go up against AI. The game genuinely has a great campaign, and it feels like a classic fantasy game. Now, this is one of the few mobile games I genuinely enjoy playing. Just like an RPG game should be, you can complete different missions, you can collect loot, and upgrade different champions. This game has over 50 unique heroes, each with their own unique abilities, so you can combine a bunch of them to create the ultimate team. And then you can take the teams that you've created and take them into the arena or traverse the endless tower, which is my favorite, by the way. I like going on forever. But the main party happens online. You can create guilds, fight with other players, and consistently rise in rank. And honestly, once you start seeing progression in this game, it's actually very addicting. Now, if you use the QR code that I'm putting on screen right now, or click the link in the description, you will join the game and get a super chest with a secret hero, as well as 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. And lastly, guys, Hero Wars is not only available on your phone, but also on your PC. Don't forget to click the link in the description or use the QR code. I will see you guys in the game. So on to the next setting. We're going to get rid of linear. We're going to go back to classic, okay? Go back to our roots. So this is 5-4 classic with a look dead zone of small. So 5-4 classic is definitely a sense you want to try if you don't like linear. I highly recommend it. Or even you can go down to 4-4 classic. This is what my old sense used to be like. But then I wanted to, you know, spice things up a little bit, and I just changed it to linear. And it just felt so much better in my opinion. And just to prove that linear isn't a scam, I was actually in a Snipe Down stream the other day, and I told him to play a couple games on linear, and he did, and he was absolutely frying in those few games. He genuinely said to me, Koala, those settings are going to make me dominate ALGs, but he didn't actually switch to them. He just tried them out and he said they were great. So 4-3 linear is a great setting to get used to, because although you are on a low sense, those micro adjustments with linear will give you a huge advantage. Anyway, back to topic. 5-4 classic small is very great. Kind of can incorporate movement as well. I know with lower sense you can't really do zipline hops and stuff like that. I can do it with 4-3, but it's just going to be easier to do it with a higher sense. The next sense is even higher. Okay, it's 6-5 classic with a look dead zone of none. This almost feels like linear, but it's not, because it's still classic, okay? And as you can see here, you can literally read the descriptions of what the different dead zones do on the right. Now 6-5 is also a very good sense, but it's not a sense that I'm so used to, so obviously playing on this would be very, very difficult. But again, it's not too difficult because I play on linear, so I actually still need to make finer adjustments on 4-3, believe it or not. Now, playing on 6-5 is really great, especially when it's classic, because as you can see, 0 stick drift, okay? Which allows you to stay on the same level basically all the time. So if you want to hit a headshot here and then hit a headshot here, it's going to be, even though I just missed both of those, yes, I understand, it's going to be a lot easier because your stick won't be moving all over the place, and you won't like have to readjust when you get to the other headshot, if you know what I mean. So basically your stick will always stay on the same level, which is kind of a disadvantage when playing on linear, because when playing on linear, your stick will kind of go all over the place, kind of maybe like this, because it is so finely adjusted. The 6-5 ADS with classic and none look dead zone makes things a lot easier to do movement things, because you're just at a faster sense. So doing movement things is just going to feel a lot more fluid. And believe it or not, classic is easier to control recoil. As you can see, I'm on 6-5 here. I usually play 4-3 linear, and it still is pretty maintainable for me. Like, it's really not that difficult for me to control these settings. Anything higher than a 5 ADS though doesn't really make sense, because then it just gets really difficult to control. But yeah guys, have a lovely rest of your day. Let me know what settings you use down in the comments below, and I will genuinely tell you if I think you're playing on too high of a sense or too low of a sense, whatever, because I don't think you should ever go anything below 3 ADS. If you're playing on 2, what the fuck you doing? I'm sorry, I am sick. it had to be a settings video today, because I just don't want to play Apex when I'm sick. I hope you understand. Take care.